It's Platt, and today we try a beer from a brewery that's more than just a brewery. That's next to Platt's Beer of the Week. Well, spring is in the air, the temperature's starting to heat up a little bit, but still cool enough outside to enjoy a nice dark beer, malty beer. So I thought I'd give the Hazelnut Brown Nectar a try from Rogue Brewing. Excuse me. Rogue Brewing, a little bit about it. Rogue Brewing was founded in 1988 in Ashland, Oregon by three former Nike executives, Jack Joyce, Rob Strausser, and Bob Waddell. They met at Nike, shared a passion for beer, decided to use their business acumen, and start a brewery. The first brewery was a 10-barrel system where the actual brewery itself was in the basement. The pub was up top. It was a 60-seat pub. Now, you can remember in the late 80s, the craft beer scene was not what it was today, and they were one of the early entrants into the craft beer world. So they quickly gained success, so much so that within about a year, 1989, they opened a second location in Newport, Oregon. Now, Rogue is kind of like the company the founders originally worked at, which is Nike. Nike started off just selling running shoes. Then they got into basketball shoes, then apparel, then golf apparel and equipment. And next thing you know, Nike sells a little bit of everything. Well, Rogue's kind of that way too. They have the brewery, but then they also have Rogue Farms. At Rogue Farms, they grow hops, barley, peppers, pumpkins. They even produce their own honey. So they have a wide range of ingredients to choose from, and it's all farm fresh. They also have something called Rolling Thunder Barrel Works. That's right, they have their own cooperage. They bought barrel making equipment from France, brought it over, and they have their own cooperage. Now you may say, well, I'm sure they do some barrel-aged beers, but do they really need a whole cooperage? That's something the distilleries use. Well, there's Rogue Spirits. That's right, they have their own distillery where they make whiskey and gin right now. I'm sure they'll probably diversify the product line somewhere down the line too. And if you have your own distillery, you can do things like canned cocktails. Rogue has their own line of canned cocktails. I think they have a mule, their version of a Moscow mule, and some other ones there. So they have canned cocktails. Besides all of this, they also have 9 brew pubs throughout Oregon, and they even have their own bed and beer. Not bed and breakfast, bed and beer. So you can stay at this inn and have your choice of all their fine beers. So before we give this particular beer from Rogue a try, let's check out the stats. So real quick, I thought I'd talk about the style brown ale. This Hazelnut Brown Nectar is a brown ale. If you're more of an IPA guy, don't drink some of the maltier beers, or if you're a Miller Lite guy, just kind of getting into craft beer, I thought I'd go over this style with you. Brown ales follow their name. They're generally brown in color. They can get a little on the darker side, or sometimes you may see a slight reddish hint, but generally brown in color. SRM is between 15 and 26. SRM is the color method. Again, darker beer, but not black or not stout or porter-wise. IBU's 25 to 45. There's additional hoppiness, but it really doesn't come out much in this beer. It's just more for balance, to balance the malt. ABV-wise, we're looking at 4.2 to 6.3, so we're starting to kind of leave the session end of the scale. These are slightly bigger, heartier type beers. These beers tend to have a low to medium hop flavor and aroma. You're just not going to pick up a lot of hops on the nose or on the taste. You will get a medium plus hop bitterness though. And again, that's to kind of balance out the malt. Again, don't expect an IPA, but there is enough hops there again to bring balance. The malt itself is going to come out in roasted notes, some caramel, some chocolate, but not a dark chocolate, leaning into espresso in like the stouts and porters. This is the kind of build up to those styles of beer. And again, if we're kind of warming up temperature-wise, wanting to kind of leave the stouts and porters in winter, this is a nice transitional beer. Food pairing-wise, you'd want to pair with grilled meats, grilled vegetables, cheeses like aged Gouda. So those of you that like to pair your beer with food. Those are a couple of considerations. So enough talking about brown ales. Let's try a brown ale. Alright, we got a nice dark brown color. Khaki head. Not quite a finger's length. Let's give her a nose. Alright, I pick up a little of the hazelnut. Yeah, I pick up quite a bit of hazelnut actually. Yeah, no hops. Like I said, let's give her a taste. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. Malt, just a hint of that hazelnut. It's complementary. It's not the dominant flavor. Body-wise, medium-ish, maybe medium minus, which means it's a very drinkable beer. Get a little bit of the caramel. Don't notice any chocolate notes per se. Just a nice drinkable malty beer that's again not carrying too much of the dark notes. However, the hazelnut's subtle, but it works. It complements. Man, just a nice beer. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Not trying to do too much, which actually in kind of a way I really like in a beer. Just beer itself is kind of beautiful. We don't need to trick it up too much. So good beer. Well, I hope you like this video. If you do, please subscribe down below. Also, please like the video because it lets YouTube know we're putting out good content. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or beers that you would like me to try, please leave them in the comment section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Well, until next time, bottoms up.